Lesson 8, Session 4, page 182. In this lesson, we are comparing two objects in a story problem, and we're learning how we can subtract to find our answer. So we're comparing two things to subtract. Read along with me. Number 2. There are 6 pencils. There are 2 erasers. How many fewer erasers? So we have 6 pencils and 2 erasers. We're comparing the numbers 2 and 6. Which number is greatest? Right. 6 is greater, so it gets 2 dots. 2 is fewer, so it gets 1 dot. We'll connect them and we'll read the statement. 2 is less than 6. If I do 6 and 2, 6 is still greater, so it gets 2 dots. 2 is fewer, so it gets 1. Connect it. 6 is greater than 2. So we're comparing 6 and 2. It says there are 6 pencils and 2 erasers. Let's count our dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 pencils and there are 2 erasers. But they didn't draw 2 erasers in here. We need to do that. 1, 2. Now we're going to compare. Pencil, eraser, pencil, eraser. How many fewer erasers? When you hear fewer in a sentence, a lot of times we're going to subtract. How many more than, how many less than, means subtract, means subtract. How many fewer, how many less? What's the difference? Means subtract. So we know that when we subtract, we always have to start with the greatest number, right? So here we have the greatest number. 6 is greater than 2. Whole minus a part equals a part. And the whole is a greater number, right? So we have 6 minus, what was the part that we knew? 1, 2. Those are the erasers, right? So how many more erasers did we need to make it equal? We needed 1, 2, 3, 4 more erasers. Or we needed 1, 2, 3, 4 less pencils to make it equal, right? So what was the difference? 1, 2, 3, 4. We count them from the part we know up to the whole. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the difference? 4. There were 4 fewer erasers. Number 3. Read along with me. 3 red markers and 6 yellow markers. How many more yellow markers are there? Remember, you're comparing 2 groups. We have red group and we have a yellow group. There are 6 yellows and 3 red, but they didn't draw the 3 red in here. I'm going to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're comparing to see which one is more and which one is less. So yellow to the red, yellow, red, yellow, red. Which one was more? 6 was more, right? So 6 is greater than 3, right? Is greater than 3. And 3 is fewer than 6. And when you subtract, you have to start with the greatest number, right? Here we have whole minus a part equals a part. The whole we knew, or the greatest number, was 6, right? 3 was the part that we knew. 1, 2, 3. And how many are missing? 1, 2, 3. Part up to the whole. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 3, There's 3 more yellow, 3 less red. 3 more markers. Number 4 and number 5. I'm going to read them to you and I want you to try them on your own. And when you finish number 4 and 5, come back and play and see how you did. 8 apples and 6 bananas. How many more apples are there? Are they asking you if there are 8 apples and 6 more bananas? It does say more. 8 apples and 6 bananas. How many more apples are there? Oh, they're comparing 2 groups, right? So we have 8 red, 6 yellow for the bananas, right? So we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many bananas? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look what I did. I didn't draw them right underneath the dots on top. I hope I don't get confused with that. That's why it's important to look at and try to put it right underneath, or I might skip a dot. Let's compare. Red to the banana. Apple, banana. Apple, banana. Apple, banana. Apple, banana. Did you see what I did? I didn't count that banana. Banana, apple. So how many more apples were there? It's really important to line those up. If you don't line them up and you draw them really small under here, you can leave one out. Okay? Let's write in our part, whole. Whole minus a part equals a part. I could also do a part plus a part equals the whole, right? And when we subtract, we know that our whole has to be the biggest number that we are comparing. And the biggest number we're comparing is what? 8, right? So that has to be the whole. Whole, part, part. The whole is 8. The part we know is 6. The part we know is 6. The part we know is 6. Count up to the whole. 6, 7, 8. How many is that? 6, 7, 8. What's the part we didn't know? 2. 6 is the part we know. Count up to the whole. 6, 7, 8. How many more apples did we need? Or bananas? We needed 2 more bananas. Yeah, we needed 2 more bananas to make the same as the apples. Okay, number 5. Kay has 5 red cars. She has 7 yellow cars. How many fewer red cars does she have? Remember, when we're comparing objects, we're comparing one set to another set. Okay, so we have to have 5 in one area and we have to have 7 in the other, and we're going to compare to see which is more or which is less. So it looks like this is my bigger box, so I'm going to put the bigger number up here. So 5 or 7 is greater. Right, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they were yellow. So I'm going to color them yellow. Okay, and there were 5 red cars. I'm going to line them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those were red. I think this is okay. So I have my 5 red cars and my 5 yellow cars. Now I'm going to compare them. Top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. How many more red cars do I need to make equal to the yellow cars? 1, 2. Yeah. Now I have to fill in the equation all by myself. When I'm comparing two objects, I can subtract. And when I subtract, I have to start with the number that is greater between the two objects we're comparing. So 7 and 5. Which one is greater? 7 is greater, it gets 2. 5 is fewer, it gets 1. Okay, this is my greater number. 5 is less. That means 7 is greater, or the whole, right? So here's whole minus a part equals a part. What's my whole? 7 minus 5 is the part we knew. Count on from the part we know. 5, count up, 6, 7. How many did we need? 2. 5, 6, 7. We had 2 fewer cars.